and welcome back to MD Global Muscle Radio here at the Pump Meter Studios with me, your host, Giles Thomas, joined by my bespectacled co-host, AJ.
That's Ric Flair styling and profiling.
AJ, this is a bit of a special mini episode, isn't it? Tell us why.
Tell me why. Because right now, it's 9th of September. Olympia week is peaking.
Yeah.
Hopefully God has helped me out and I'm on my way to Las Vegas. Giles is on his way to Las Vegas.
On the private jet.
Giles is on his way to Las Vegas.
I'm there now.
Chris is filming.
This is a hologram.
His Mel Gibson documentary. Say it last one time for people at home.
Mel Gibson.
Just come in front and say it one time.
Where did you get?
Mel
Gibson.
This Olympia weekend.
Bro, keep going.
Oh, AJ.
What was it called?
UK Iron.
Iron.
Right, okay, now the reason we're doing this episode is because we don't have a full episode for the Olympia, but we didn't want to skip a week. So, who do we get exclusively for an hour to provide all his predictions, all his complete breakdown of the Olympia lineup?
7-time Mr. Olympia champion, Phil the Gift Heath.
Phil the Gift Heath. AJ, why is Phil special to us? And why is he special to everyone and to all the fans?
Because he's 7. No. Because everything. What do you mean?
7-time Mr. Olympia. He was our first guest on Global Muscle Radio. He did his first Global Muscle Pro Tour. So who better to have on Olympia week out on the Monday when you'll be watching this to give all the hype for the biggest week in global bodybuilding.
And it's also for you people at home, you can see how a champion has this last week, the mindset, Yeah. You see it. I hope you guys just enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. Enjoy this. It's like a special episode.
Yeah. And there was no point having any gaps, and it's the biggest week of the bodybuilding calendar. So we thought, we'll get this guy on, get all his thoughts and feelings, what he's up to, what he's doing, what he thinks, how he thinks the Olympia will go down, his complete... I don't think he's ever given such a detailed breakdown.
No.
Because the thing is, he's usually in the shows.
So, we really, I don't care what people say. Some people, obviously, on our show and every other show, obviously disagrees with our opinion, but we're really excited, aren't we, for this week? Aren't you like, well, can you smell it now?
If you could when this video goes out, when this episode goes out, if you could actually see myself and AJ in Vegas, aside from the fact it's Las Vegas, it's this will be my 7th Olympia. This will be your first Olympia, AJ. I remember once it took me 4 flights, 24 hours to get there, and I came bouncing. In fact, this is my Olympia suit. I bought this for the 2016 Olympia.
Ooh.
Yeah, so, and I was taking it to the Olympia as my special suit. I like to do the wrap-ups with Ron Harris. But, it's the Olympia, man. It's just, there's something, you can go to pro shows, they're fantastic. But it's the Olympia. It's the biggest event in bodybuilding. And, what more can you say, mate?
All we can say, enjoy this episode as a little snack from Monday to Wednesday. Sit down, relax, have your protein shake.
Aperitif.
Buy your high-tech protein shake somewhere.
Yep, High-Tech Pharmaceuticals, the sponsors of Global Muscle Radio.
And enjoy this episode. It's just a little, it's not really intro for this episode. It's just this episode for you guys.
Yep.
And go to Muscle Development from Wednesday. We're going to be smoking the competition all week. We're going to get brum,
so much content. Go to musculardevelopment.com. The following episode, that'll be 37, will be going out on the Wednesday because we'll be flying back on the Tuesday, and I'll hopefully be back in the studio for Tuesday to release the episode on Wednesday. So we're a bit sporadic with the episodes, but obviously with filming schedules and a lot of variables. But we will keep the show continuous as possible.
All we can do, enjoy the week, enjoy this Olympia week, guys. Yeah. We start the week up with a Phil Heath special.
Take it in.
To start the week up with a Phil Heath special. Mm-hmm. So do we call this a Global Muscle episode or no?
It's a Global Muscle episode. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a global episode.
Start the week up with this.
It's that or no episode.
And then start from Wednesday. It's Thursday, Wednesday, you think?
Well, usually the coverage usually starts. Well, the Meet the Olympians on the Thursday night. We usually have a day to kind of acclimatize and get some paparazzi shots
it'll be from Thursday.
And to book interviews and kind of get everybody organized and have team meetings. But we're going to smash the coverage this year.
So from Thursday, MD, it's going to be Wednesday or Thursday content.
It starts on the Thursday usually because we like Wednesday's meetings and stuff like that. But Thursday, that's when it all starts.
Dear God, join me in prayer. Let Brandon Curry take this title home.
You really want him to win it, yeah. And he's coming on a Global Muscle Pro Tour in October, so it's really going to be extra special for the fans from a selfish point.
But it's not all about I would have said this even if we hadn't had a tour or not. Come on, Brandon Curry.
Rise.
Let's go.
Rise. Okay, then, right back after the break with our exclusive hour-long interview with 7-time Mr. Olympia, Philip Gerard Heath. And, AJ?
Let's go! Olympia time!
Olympia time, and we are out. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle Radio here at the Pump Meter Studios, joined by my co-host AJ all the way from Norway, and we're joined by
7-time Mr. Olympia champion
Phil Heath!
The gift.
Rumbles. Phil,
how you doing?
Yo, I'm doing well. How are you guys?
we miss you.
Yeah, I miss you guys, man.
Yeah. Well, first of all, great news that your partner had a successful surgery.
Cherie, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that was 3 years of just, we didn't understand. Like, we were like, what's going on with her health? Cortisol levels were all over the place. Weight gain, like within like 10 pounds in like a day of water and this and that. Inflammation. No diet really worked. And then it was up until the point that Cherie started diagnosing herself and researching breast implant illness that she realized, holy smokes, like this is what I have. And a lot of people didn't want to like believe it. She actually got into it with a few people online about it. And it was because of the fact that it was something not necessarily new, but new to our conversation. And a lot of guys didn't really educate themselves. So I made sure that I did that. And we went to a physician, and next thing you know, we realized, holy crap, we got to get these removed now. Normally, someone would say, well, why don't you just go get them removed tomorrow? Like, this is crazy. It doesn't work like that. So to do the explants procedure, you got to be careful as to who you pick as far as a doctor or surgeon is concerned. So we got the top person in the country, Dr. Fang, and she has a long waiting list. We're talking about over a year. And Cherie literally would call them day and night, and we would just call and harass her staff to get her in sooner. And once that happened, we were relieved that we actually had a surgery date. So now it went successful. Now she is definitely on the mend. She's actually doing a hyperbaric therapy session as we speak, just to remove toxins. And it's incredible. It's a miracle that she's been able to not just survive this, because she was in bad shape. It was really awful. I don't wish this upon anyone, but I'm very thankful. Our faith has been stronger than ever. Our relationship has been stronger than ever. Good. And I will say, for any woman that thinks that they may have an issue or don't, just research breast implant illness. If you have Hashimoto's, if you have fibromyalgia, if you have PCOS, anything like that, autoimmune issues, you have to consider looking at these implants that you have, because they could have industrial grade chemicals in them and you not know it. So it's a huge issue, not just in the States, but all over the world. People in the United States, we just now been able to admit it, because we don't want, I should say, surgeons don't want to say, oh, well, I'll put boobs in, but I definitely don't want to take them out and not put them back in. So, you know, she's been on the mend. I'm very happy for her progress. I'm so proud of her. And, you know, I just can't wait for everybody to see her triumphant moment when she gets back in the gym. Because I was telling AJ last night, I said, you do realize Cherie's like a real bodybuilder, like she likes to train. He was like, what? I said, that girl can deadlift over 3 plates.
Wow.
Like, no problem.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I said. Are you sure about this? I told him yesterday. He said, yes.
Yeah, she's tough, man. So,
wow.
You know, don't fuck around with her. But yeah, I'm very thankful. that she went to an awesome surgeon, and she's going to be back in action here pretty soon, no question.
Phil, obviously we're on our tour a couple of months ago. Sorry, your tour. Go see Giles and AJ. No.
Everyone wants to see not Phil Heath. No. Giles coming up.
I misspoke.
Yeah.
You've got so many things going on at the moment. Do you want to tell us? I mean, we know, but I'm obviously. Do you want to share that with the fans?
So
what you can talk about. So.
Yeah.
Not the top secret stuff.
So to start off, just it's been a little bit over a month since I've seen you guys. So, on July 15th, we actually launched our new supplement line, Phil Heath Labs. Yep. So that was really cool. Been working on that for 2 years now. Finally available in the United States, of course. We're getting, regulatory compliance completed so we can be all over the world. So that's been a huge accomplishment for us. A lot of work, day in and day out. It's really consumed a lot of my time, which is great. I wanted to make sure that this second time around that I had full control of the entire organization and to learn from mistakes that not only myself, but other people have made and ensure that, not just with the labels being fully transparent and all that good stuff, high quality products, having certificates of authenticity and blah, 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 but to make sure that I'm listening to the audience that I have, listening and watching the consumers. So like when we were over in the UK doing our tour, I made sure that I was watching and I was listening. What's in that person's cup? Like, what are they taking before they train? What are they doing during? Because I have the actual control to be able to say, you know what, in the UK, they like this, and I can change whatever formulation and this and that for that particular, genre of people. So it's been very exciting. Moreover than that, yesterday had a great call with my partners with the Fit app, and that was really awesome. Our Fit app we're in year 2 now. My partner with the Fit app is the current CEO of Office Depot. So that's pretty huge. Wow. But yeah, Jerry Smith and we had a really good call yesterday. We've got, numerous investors now wanting to pour money into this. We just came out with a fit on demand feature. So then they're not only can you pay for the viewing pleasure, have tracking details and all that cool stuff, but there's also a free model for those people that just say, hey, I'm so used to seeing stuff for free all the time on YouTube, Phil. Do you have that available on your fitness app? And the answer is yes. So we made sure we rolled that out most recently, which is, a lot of work, but we're really just focusing on scaling up business, not just with the Fit app, but also with Phil Heath Labs. And then I did a joint venture recently with my friend, Dr. Craig Banks, with Phoenix Biokinetic Cream. We have a sports cream I've been a part of for, I want to say 5 years now. A CBD company called Clean Remedies, and now we're doing a joint venture where we're going to be in a lot of brick and mortar stores throughout the United States. So along that, I've got Mile High Meats. That's a huge thing that I'm going to be talking about later. Fantastic. Making sure that we have fully, like people say, well, what's that? I realize that everybody wants to know what I eat. But more importantly, where does the food actually come from? Where is it sourced? So we always talk about, like in sports nutrition, where did your BCAAs or EAAs come from? Is it Chinese or is it this or is it that? What about our food? What about the water quality in the food, in the actual grass, or what kind of, here's one for you. I think we were talking about this on tour, guys. Remember we were talking about tilapia?
Yes.
And how people say, oh, it's a dirty fish and it's this and that and the other. And I go, guys, like if it's farm raised and the person who's raising it provides a really good environment with protein meal that the tilapia actually eat, you would have a good fish, right?
Yeah.
So it's those types of things that, I really wanted to make sure that when people think of food, they think of Phil Heath, when they think of supplements, when they think of training, and it's coming from someone that has done it at the highest level, who doesn't want to hide, who wants to provide information left and right. And then what else? Oh, I got a new documentary that we just got our funding for, our new documentary called Breaking Olympia. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to be fucking huge. It's with Adam Scorgie, Scorgie, Adam Scorgie. Look him up, guys. Yeah. He's done most recently documentaries with Danny Trejo. He's done with Michael Bisping. With Donovan Bailey, with Grant Fuhr, the famous hockey goalie for the Edmonton Oilers, the first African-American to play goalie in the NHL and won, I believe, 5 Stanley Cups.
I've never seen a black guy play
amazing
hockey,
stories, and all of these documentaries pretty much that he does are on airplanes. So you can only imagine our distribution channels that yours truly is going to be on. Cool. So we're going to definitely talk more about that soon, with details. But my first check's in the mail, so that's always good.
I asked him, you get paid advance? He says yes.
It's a really good opportunity to do a documentary where people understand it's not a docudrama like Generation Iron. Yes. It's actually who Phil Heath was and how he got here today and where is he going beyond.
Evolving.
And it's really like what we did with the Global Muscle Radio Tour, more of an intimate setting. You really get to see me. And I think right now we're seeing with fans after 2018 Olympia, they're able to see me different because they actually see me. Yeah. Not just like, oh, I love and hate you because you're doing this bodybuilding contest. Now we just want to see you and understand what you're saying and how did you get here? What kind of motivation can I pull from? And quite honestly, I'm just very thankful that I have an opportunity, this point in time in my life, looking the way that I do, to do a documentary, because normally documentaries of this magnitude are done 10, 15, 20 years
they're done.
After your competition days are over. So that means one major thing, and I'll leave it at that. I haven't retired, guys. So we'll just leave that alone.
So we are a week away, or 9 days, or whatever we are, how we say the show, from this Mr. Olympia contest. How does that make you feel inside? How does that make me feel inside?
I think I feel various emotions, but nothing as far as bitterness is concerned, which is great.
Get better, not bitter.
I would say I feel more happy for the guys that compete, but also disappointed because they're not, in my opinion, being highlighted. And we're basically being ran like Uber, meaning Uber doesn't own any drivers. They don't own any cars. So right now with the Olympia, it's like all of these promotions that we were supposed to see, haven't really seen any of them other than the basic get your tickets now. And this is a big year for bodybuilding, so, and we've had a lot of, drama within this year, let's just be honest. So I expect there to be some type of, positive storyline. And right now I don't really feel that. As far as, I don't want to make it sound doom and gloom. Obviously, I'm talking about more of the open category than any other, because that's the division I, compete in. I would say with the 212, it's pretty awesome. We had Derek Lunsford over in Colorado. He looked amazing. He guest posed at the beginning of August. Really all those guys are training really hard. I love David Henry's physique. I love a lot of these guys. They're just good dudes. I've hung out with them time and time again. The classic physique guys, are obviously very, very impressive. Breon obviously has a great opportunity to, go up there and defend his title. But you've got George, you've got Sebum, you've got, a lot of guys that are very hungry and are really putting the pressure, on the champs. So, and then with men's physique, I mean, you really have, the returning champion Brandon. You definitely have Andre, who is probably, in my opinion,
Andre Ferguson.
Sorry, we couldn't remember the guy's name before.
Yeah, so
Andre. Sorry.
Andre definitely possesses the confidence necessary to go out there and do the damn thing.
Yeah.
He commands a different type of energy that I like. He's very active on social media. I don't know Brandon very well. I think he has obviously a champion physique. It's very impressive. But I'm really interested to see those categories emerge. The women I don't follow too closely, but that's one thing that I want, everybody to have is I want them all to be able to shine. And I think right now I haven't seen it, and maybe it's lack of resources. I don't know. And it's no knock against the Olympia brand. It's just what I see. But I'm excited for the contest. I think there's a lot of storylines that are going to happen after the show, because with there being so many new faces that people have to kind of get used to seeing, right? I mean, it's going to be a completely top five for every category probably. And I've been preaching this whole year that every athlete needs to step the fuck up and start getting their voice out. So then people who have paid the money to come see them know that they're paying, to be entertained by one of their favorite motivating factors in their life. I mean, let's be honest, like people travel all over the world to see us compete, but also to feel something. And I think that's one thing I made sure, whether you were a fan or not, I left you with something. I gave you something. Yeah. So I think it's interesting, so many different storylines, guys. I mean, we see Cedric McMillan get the invite. We see Ramy guest pose last week looking like fucking animal.
Were you impressed?
I was impressed because of how big he is, but I personally have my own thoughts of where his physique should be. Yeah. And that may be something that people would disagree. I like reading comments from others when they look at physiques. And I'll be honest, like a lot of people don't know what they're talking about.
Especially on
really
YouTube.
Don't know. The one major critique I would have with Ramy is that when he does get in shape like he was, people are like, oh, he's in shape and he's this. It's like, yeah, but we don't see the separation, and we need to see the pop in the muscles as well. So a lot of people don't know because they haven't competed, and they don't even know what that means until you show it to them. So, but I did think that as far as like guest posing, it was fucking phenomenal. It was great. I'm sure Victor Martinez, along with John De La Rosa, were freaking happy to have him at their event.
Phil, why do you think he was in such good condition? Do you think he's going to compete after the Olympia?
There's no shows.
Romania, Italy.
It's
maybe early qualification, maybe for next year. What do you think?
But okay, so let me ask you. Okay, so when is that show? November?
November, yes.
Yeah.
Then honestly, why the fuck would he be training all this year to go do a show in Romania for very little money?
Qualification for next year. Early. Get out the way.
Oh, please, it's still a business. There's no way in hell I would do that show. Yeah, no disrespect to the promoter. I'm just saying, you're telling me that he would diet all of September, all of October to do a show in November after he already looks like he could step on stage within a month.
Yes, but I'm saying he looks 4 weeks out. So what does he look 4 weeks out from? He's not for the Olympia.
I have no idea.
It's not the Olympia, is it?
I have no idea. I mean, we would really have to ask him. But I think strategically, here's the deal. Here's the deal. You do the early qualification, right? So you do Romania. Okay, so let's just say you do that and you win. People will forget about that show for so long that what about the Arnold Classic Columbus? Do you understand? So my opinion is this. When you're Ramy, when you have that name, you qualify for the 2020 Olympia by doing a show in November that is a very low-level show that we don't even know what the prize money is.
Yeah, but he looks 4 weeks out, and he's not doing the Olympia, and he turned up looking really good for a guest posing for a show he's not looking like he's 4 weeks out from a show he's just got no plans to do. Is that the case? I'm confused.
I mean, I'm as perplexed as you are.
Yeah, I'm just confused.
But
I just understand.
I personally
standpoint.
I mean, I know he's within a couple new brands and stuff, so maybe he's maybe he's stirring the pot, guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think so too.
You think so?
He might be just stirring the pot.
Like Kai.
And I don't think there's a problem with that. I think it's good that maybe he's trying a different method, which is maybe he's trying to stay in better, off-season shape. So then when it's time to really compete, he doesn't have to come down so hard. Maybe he's just trying to learn his own physique because he's been with all these different trainers. Yeah. I have no idea. It's very hard to try to figure out another person's mindset without speaking with them or at least being around them. I personally would not do that show because it's, like I said, it's still a business. He could probably guest pose and make the same amount of money. Just being honest. So to me, you don't want to qualify like that when he placed as high as second to me in 2017.
Did, yeah.
If I were him, I would look good for these next couple months, shut it down a little bit, declare if I'm doing an Arnold Classic Columbus, go ahead and kick the shit out of anyone that goes on that stage, and then declare my qualification from winning that show as to why I would be doing the 2020 Mr. Olympia, and whoever is the champion from 2019 is going to have to look out. I think that would be the storyline that if I were him, I would try to create to get more people on my side, because what is the biggest gripe with him? Oh, he needs to be in shape. Well, he showed you that he'd be in shape. Okay, well, it's more of a marketing thing, in my opinion, that draws the eyes from the audience to say, okay, he didn't do the Olympia, he didn't do Romania. If he decides to do the Arnold Classic, people are going to say this guy's going to win the show, right?
Yeah.
And that's a show that's considered, whoever wins is the rival to the current reigning Mr. Olympia champion.
We gotta get. It's a shame we can't go on, but we gotta get your top 5 Olympia Open predictions.
Okay.
From Phil Heath.
He's got notes here. He's got notes.
2009.
I ain't got nothing on it, but I'm gonna try to figure this out. So.
And how big your arms has grown a little bit there from Phil Heath Labs.
I think it's from the training session we did together in Wales.
I don't think so. The one you did with that bet.
That was a leg session.
It was the Nando's, bro. Nando's.
Yeah, that's
Nando's
your favorite.
pump.
Oh, yeah.
With the extra peri sauce.
Nando, use this for a commercial later.
Yes.
So what's your top 5 from Phil Heath?
So we got Olympia. I'm writing it down. Predictions. Let's have some fun with this and leave my name out of it, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So. Okay. So I've got no order. I'm just gonna write these out. I've got Dexter Jackson. I've got
He's gonna put
Brandon.
Huh?
Brandon Curry. I've got Ruley. And I've got William. And
this is gonna be interesting. The next one.
Shit. Now we got the 5th, right?
What do you think? Cedric, Luke, Nathan, Yasha.
This is a trip, because now you've got
Cedric,
so
Luke, Nathan.
So you got
Steve
you do Nathan, you do Luke, you do
I'm just putting more names out. It looks like
there's got to be somebody else, right?
Kuklo.
Do I put Kuklo over Cedric?
Maybe.
No.
Yeah, maybe. You don't never know with Cedric, man.
So I got Cedric.
It's a special invite thing. It's got me.
So you think his special invite makes him go for more?
No, less. I think he won't have enough
time. Then I've got Lockett.
Yeah. Lockett.
I've got
Morel.
Who?
Juan Morel.
Oh yeah, shit, my bad. And I've got John.
Oh, John De La Rosa, yeah.
I've got Patrick Moore. I've got, so that's 1,
Max Charles.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You got 12 guys right there. That's who's fighting for the top 10. Okay. So you want top 5?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
twist his arm.
So did I miss anybody?
No. Well,
Clarence DeVee,
Max Charles.
No. Sorry.
No.
Okay.
Patrick Moore, did he say?
He said
we're not talking about. Those are just names that I put out.
Yeah.
Now from this from these 12 names, I'll put in my top 5. So out of that group, this is going to all be determined on a 2-day contest.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you could pretty much say the top 4 call out on Friday should be Dexter, Brandon, Rulli, William. No question about it. Mm-hmm. Okay. The problem is that you're going to have to see, okay, out of Nathan and Luke, who wins this? And the reason why I throw Cedric's name in is because he's a taller guy, and has a different look. So Nathan has an interesting look. So does Luke. But you put Luke next to Cedric, eyes go to Cedric probably. But if you throw Kuko in that mix, then he is also tall, but also has good conditioning and pretty, his proportions aren't bad.
Yeah.
So I would say Kuko gets in better overall conditioning than Cedric. So that second group, that second call out between Nathan, Luke, probably Cedric and Steve, and you throw in, and honestly, guys, I'm putting Juan Morel above Nathan and Luke.
Wow.
I just am.
Yeah, he's got great condition. We've seen in the
No, I'm just saying, he's had more consistency at and if he's going to, and I've just, I see pictures and shit, and I was with Nathan, and I think he has a great physique, and honestly, he's not a bad dude. But that has nothing, his personality ain't got shit to do with this prediction. So I've got to throw Juan in there he's not necessarily the disruptor. He would be the disruptor if he goes in there and exposes, Nathan and Luke. I think Cedric, it's all about if Cedric can come in on Friday looking like something better than we've seen. He's going to have to do that, in just my opinion.
Yeah.
He can't. He has the shape and this and that. What people don't realize is that, look, guys, I've lost to guys that had shape, but you got to have the hardness. You got to have the separation. And I think that's where, if Cedric is watching, what you got to do. You've got to come through with that. Because you got guys like Steve who could come in and out-condition you and actually look better and bigger than you because of that.
So what if Cedric brings what he brought at the Arnold Australia earlier this year?
That was, to me, honestly, that was great, but that'll get you top 5.
Okay.
But to me, that'll get you 5th.
Right, okay.
That's not going to get you 3rd. That's not going to get you a win. Because what people don't realize also is that show in Australia and that show in Columbus, the lighting is completely fucking different.
Right.
Completely fucking different.
Yeah.
And what's even worse is how, and no diss to these photographers, but we have so many photographers using all these goddamn filters that you can't really see, this guy looks in shape. It's like, well, guys, shit. He used so many sharpening techniques that I can't really see it unless if I have the same lighting, the same background, with the same people on the same stage. It's kind of hard. But I will say that Cedric looked really good that year. I believe that was the year that Kai won.
No,
Which one?
I'm on about the Arnold Australia this year when he got
Bonac
beaten by 1 point or something.
Ah, shit. Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
Then there you go. So I think Juan Morel is a disruptor. I think Juan Morel is a disruptor.
Okay.
What does that mean? That means that he can go in because no one's really talking about him, but yet he's won more shows than a bunch of these guys.
Yeah.
So it's all about what you can expose on the next person. So he's going to come in shape. He has a tight waist. His legs from the front aren't maybe as big as someone else, but from the side, they're fucking big. It's very interesting. His side shots are actually very, very good. If anyone looks at his side shots, that's where he could expose some of these other guys because they don't have the roundness like in the hamstrings and then the glute hamstring tie-ins. They don't really have them, and he does. You can look at his pictures on IG right now and see what I'm talking about. He has the tie-in all day long, and I think that's where you can really move up a spot because when someone doesn't have something, your eyes go just like this. So it's going to be, obviously these guys all have to bring it. My question is, will they all peak? Because it's easy to say, oh, I'm going to peak. Fuck, guys. I haven't peaked for every show in my life, and I've won 7.
Yeah.
You know, I can't say I peaked on, like, when I say peak, I don't know if I, like, all-time best peaked at every show. No one does that. No one. The goal is to be so good that even if you miss your own absolute best by, let's say, 10%, that you still have enough weapons to win, right?
Yeah.
So we have Curry.
Can we be specific with actual placing?
Can we get actual placing?
So you want like first, second, third, fourth?
Absolutely.
Correct.
100%.
Okay, so I'm going to make a case for each person.
Okay.
Okay? Because I think that would be easier. So
Good.
I can see
This is in-depth.
So I can see Dexter Jackson winning based off of this. Based on the fact that he's very proportioned well. He is going to be in condition, and he does something that these guys don't do maybe as consistent, which is come in shape 2 days in a row. Like there is no like dramatic difference between Friday and Saturday with Dexter.
Yeah.
And he knows how to make the adjustments better than these other guys because he's competed for longer than them. I mean, shit, he's been around for 1,000 years. Jesus. So I could see him if these guys were to slip, he will expose the shit out of you on either night. Now, everybody's talking about Brandon Curry. Okay. I think Brandon Curry has a great physique. I was there when he turned pro in the NPCs and told him that he'd be on the Olympia stage kicking ass with the rest of us and this and that and the other, and he would probably be a champion one day. You can go reference that. He knows this. I think he has really good upper body. His musculature is like from a fucking cartoon. I think the separation is what I'm not seeing, and it's hard to describe to people that don't compete or even have that eye. But you can have very blown out physique, but the muscle has to move. So when you're walking, like when you see like guys like me walk across the stage, you can see the glute hamstring, the ripples in the muscles and everything like that. I don't see that as much with him, and that could be something that could make him get exposed by someone else that does, such as the William Bonac, who does have that pop, right? So it's not a clear-cut winner because to me, we need to see the balance and we need to see hardness. Now, with this particular lineup, does someone have to be super hard? Probably not. But I think he is probably the front runner to win the Olympia. But it will not be easy because he's lost to everyone in this top four multiple times. So, you know, I'm not going to ride this wave and say anyone has it locked in. No one has this shit locked in at all. Brandon definitely possesses, you know, the arms, the chest, you know, the back is crazy. We've got to see shredded glutes and hamstrings. We got to see it.
Yeah.
We got to see the quads from the front. We've got to see the separation. What people don't realize, like when you get very large, and Ruli has this issue too, is that when you get very large, the muscle tissue does not move the same. So you lack separation and fullness and 3D pop.
Yeah.
So like I said, a lot of people, they're going to be like, and granted, guys, I think these guys are amazing. I love them all. I talk to them. I meet their families. I love them. I think they're great. But you're asking my critique. I think that I can make a case why Brandon would steamroll this thing, and I can make a reason why he wouldn't. The reason why he would is because his silhouette is fucking incredible. The problem is that the separation in certain areas don't equate from top to bottom.
Yeah.
You look at the top, does that equate to the bottom? The answer is remain to be seen because we are not on the day of the show yet. We see the videos, we see all this other cool shit, but we've got to see it on stage. And by the way, I want to say to the guys over in Kuwait, get a fucking iPhone. God dang, man! Like,
why?
We love these athletes.
Quality they send out is a little bit.
Okay. Get an iPhone.
Bro, these freaking pictures that are dull and shit. Like, what kind of camera is this? You guys got more money longer than Train Smoke. Give me a fucking iPhone or something that looks great.
Yeah.
Man, get it together. So anyway,
okay.
Ruli, the freak of the show, man. Good Lord. The freak of the show. And comes in when he is dialed in with a tight ass waist, which is incredible.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome the amount of muscle he's put on, and he comes in pretty hard. So it's going to be, the biggest question is this: will he show up for both days? Because the Arnold Classic, he missed it, right? So there's a consistency issue right there. So do I think that he could win? Fuck, dude, yes, because freaks have won the Olympia. I don't care what people say. Freaks have won.
Yeah.
And he did win the People's Champion Award last year, so people do like it. It'll be about how he presents himself in every pose. And I think this year, with this particular lineup, judges are going to have a hard time trying to figure out what they want. So I think Rulli has a good shot. His most muscular is tremendous. The front double bicep is awesome. You know, side shots are on point. I mean, anyone that wants to hit a crab most muscular next to Rulli better fucking have their shit together. Let me tell you that. They better fucking be ready, because this dude ain't no joke. So, and then lastly, you know, we have William. So what people I think get fucked up is that William fucking beat all these guys. And then he loses, and then people say, oh, it's because he's short. I'm like, but he just beat everybody before.
Yeah.
So I think that's fucking stupid. I don't care who said it. Like, I think it's fucking dumb. I think the only issue I have is that, yes, William has very short margin of error, meaning like if he has a little bit of if he goes too high in weight, yeah, you could say, oh, his waist was wide. Dude, really? The year before he wins the Arnold and no one said the same thing, and you put pictures side by side, it was the same. So I just think sometimes we manifest shit in our heads because someone else said this or said that, when really I think William Bonac is the guy on this stage that has the most 3D pop out of any of them.
Yeah.
He has the most 3D pop. I mean, he just does it. The interesting fact is that he has to be on both nights. He cannot fuck this up. And I mean, if a couple guys miss their peak and he's peaked on Friday and he can shut the door on Saturday, he wins the show. He definitely wins the show because he's crispy.
Yeah.
He is crispy. He has lines that are hard in his glutes and hamstrings. And guys, as much as people fucked with me about abdominals and bullshit, let's get back to what real brass tacks when it comes to Mr. Olympia. We want to see glutes, hamstring tie-ins that are razor edge, muscles beyond muscle, back, legs, chest, shoulders. The guy has good shoulders, really good arms. His arms are fucking dope. His chest is full. Show me a picture when his chest ain't full.
Yeah.
His back, although isn't the widest, who cares? He puts on a ton of muscle on it, and you can actually see muscles within it.
Yes.
Right? So that's bodybuilding. If you want the widest guy on stage, then guys like Marcus Rule would have been winning the Olympia over Ronnie all day.
Yeah.
So we have to kind of take things with a blank canvas and wait for everybody to get on that Olympia stage and show us what they've been working on the entire year. But like I said, that's where I could see each person. All this talk with Brandon and Rulli being the top two, I still think like there's disruptors in here that can make a case because it's 2-day show.
Yeah.
And none of these guys, other than Dexter, have had the pressure of being Mr. Olympia. That's where Dexter can get you because he understands shit that these guys haven't even been through yet. He's won the most shows, and he's won the Olympia, he's won the Masters Olympia, all this other stuff.
Last questions. We went overtime, of course. We held a guest. But will you be in the arena that day?
Ha!
Will you be in the building?
I don't know. I can tell you this.
He doesn't know. He's not sure yet.
Well,
if I'm not competing at the Olympia, there's no reason to be in Vegas.
Come on.
Come
We
on.
want to see
You ain't gonna be there either.
Well, I'll be there.
Phil, I'm
gonna be sat by
I got
myself.
an appointment the 5th of September with the American Embassy in Norway. So I'll find out, but it looks like I'm going.
Wow. Okay, well that's really good, but
Come on,
honestly,
Come
guys,
Come on, Phil.
I got a lot going on.
I know.
And I have to be true to that. I mean, guys, like, it's very interesting. I will say this: my fans have been very, very impressive as far as their support, not just with me, but with Cherie also.
Yeah.
I will say this: if it took me months on end to digest what has transpired from my entire career, I start slowly seeing the fans do the same, and it's because, like, you know, they've not really accepted that I won 7. And it's not holding anyone hostage or anything like that. It's just, guys, like, come here, Boma. You want to come inside? Oh my God, this dog, I swear. It's just, I ask people this. When I first came on the scene, what were your thoughts? When I told you I wanted to win the Olympia, what were your thoughts? When I told everybody I wanted to win multiple, what were your thoughts? When I said I wanted to win 10, what were your thoughts? And then when I got 7, and then I reflect back and realize I am tied with Arnold Schwarzenegger, probably everybody's favorite bodybuilder. What do I have to prove?
Yeah.
Now, there is still a why for me to step on any stage, whether it be the Olympia, whether it be the Arnold Classic, whether it be another show later on in the year. But I think what fans should know is that I love them. And I appreciate them, and I feel like you guys seen it even when we were traveling.
100%.
People like, wait a minute, man.
It's amazing.
Like people that heckle realize, like, wait a minute, I didn't really hate you, dude, but I hated you, and now I love you.
No, I love
so
you.
Please don't go. And it's like, I get it. So there's a lot of maturing going on both parts, myself and my fans, or even the trolls that were just fucking around, and because they know that I'm the best. And I can say that, guys, like, that's not cocky. I'm the fucking best, dude. One of the best ever. So will it be weird? Of course, if I wasn't in Vegas, I mean, will it be weird? But if I'm not on stage, I mean, there's really no point. Because I should be devoting my time and energy into these other projects. Yeah. Because that is a very big deal. I mean, I could go on and on and on just about one endeavor, let alone 5 that require my undivided attention day in and day out. But I love the IFBB Pro League. I come through the NPC. Jim Mannion, Steve Weinberger. I mean, shit. They've been there for me from the very beginning. Yeah. My first guest posing as a Mr. USA champion was for Steve in New York. Yeah. They've always made sure that guys like me have had a platform, and I look forward to continuing my relationship with this organization and making it better for the athletes and not just the promoters. So overall, I feel like me not being in Vegas or something like that would be, for some. But guys, that's one weekend out of the year. Where are you guys the other 51 weeks out of the year? Every appearance that I do, have you emailed me? Have you hit me up on DM? All those things. Don't just wait until the Olympia to kind of show your appreciation or want to connect. I'm here all the time, and everybody can't fly to the fucking Olympia either. So, I'm making myself available more than ever. I think you guys could agree. Yeah. So I encourage everybody to take advantage of that. I mean, what do you want? Like, you want to see me compete? Okay, cool. But did you actually watch me compete when I was winning?
Yeah. Phil, can we?
Probably not. So, it's not a bitterness on my part. It's just more like being very direct and very factual based and saying, look, guys, I think you kind of missed the boat. I mean, I even said this to Dan Solomon. I say, what the biggest regret I think fans may have is that they didn't appreciate Kai Green and my rivalry. They didn't really appreciate it. They were too busy doing this, then really just taking a step back and be like, man, he looks amazing, and fuck, he looks great too. Yeah. And now you'll never see it again. So what I'm using that as an example of saying, hey, look, guys, let's start appreciating what things that we see in the present time, so then we don't think that it's always going to be there, because it's not. So I'm excited for all these amazing athletes. I think the Olympia is the greatest bodybuilding show on earth. I know it is. It's enabled me to do plenty of things that, have allowed me to travel the world, meet new fans. I mean, hell, I have murals painted of myself. You guys have seen them throughout the world.
Yeah, Wales.
It's fucking incredible. I mean, there's days where I literally have got on my knees, whether it be in this office or somewhere else in my house or in a hotel room, and thank God, or on a plane and have tears rolling down my eye and be like, I did what?
Yeah.
I went through all of this. I went through, my story. I've gone through hardships with family, friends, business, this, that, and I still won. Man, I should be thankful that I've just made it this far. So, I'm sticking with the positives. I'm sticking with the future. I wish everybody well. We're gonna do another fucking tour. It's up to you guys to make sure that happens.
We'll make that happen, Phil.
But yeah, no, I think Vegas is. It's even hard for me to even think. I turn 40 at the end of the year, and I don't even know if I want to go to Vegas for my 40th. You know what I mean? Like it's because it's like I only go there to go kill people.
Yeah. Please don't do that this year. Don't do that this year. But, do it on stage.
I will say this: Phil Heath is not retired. Okay. Phil Heath is in the gym. You guys see these arms? You see my shit? Like I'm.
Yeah. Sorry, we see you what? Sorry, show us a second. Show us. Yeah, fantastic.
I mean, you guys know me. I could compete next week if I really wanted to. And that's where, I feel like right now is all about doing things with the right intentions. You got to have the right. I mean, I've won 7 Mr. Olympia titles. I have to have the right alignment. Yeah. So if it's like this, it doesn't work. It has to be like this. And it has to be like this in various areas. With business, my health is great, thank God. Like everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good.
Yeah, good.
But no, I'm enjoying the gym. I fucking love going right now.
Yeah.
I have a much different purpose, and I feel like Eve, you wrote something, Giles, the other day that was really cool on one of my posts, and you said Phil is evolving, and I am. And I think if anyone is going to be patient, they should be patient with me, because I definitely have been patient with the fans with various things.
Yeah.
Be patient and watch how I truly evolve, not just as businessman, entrepreneur, but as an overall person.
Yeah. And
people have seen that and have realized, wow, dude, like that video you did with Honey Rambo over at the FIBO, man, I didn't realize you were that funny. Or you with Giles and AJ, holy shit, like, because you guys are now seeing me.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. It's never too late. And, the day that I decide to put on the trunks again, it'll be a much different purpose. I will say this, I cannot do it without going to that dark place. And people have to understand that. So I kind of have to now, maybe I might have to put that aside for a little bit. And then when that time comes, it'll be like John Wick going into the basement. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? I mean, right now, there has to be a bigger why as to why I do it. Just to say, oh, good, get your title back. It's like, guys, like, okay. But how many of those will really equate to pure happiness?
Yeah.
I've won 7 and people aren't even happy about that. So it's about what I want, So I've got to figure that out. And that's actually something that, and I know we got to wrap up, but that's actually something that Kai Green and I talked about on the phone.
Recently?
Believe it or not.
Very recently?
No, not recently. It was like more like after the Olympia.
Right.
And we were discussing the reason why you compete. There has to be a why. And it has to be about you and an intimate feeling about what you want, not with everybody telling you, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. I'm not 12 years old. When you're 12 years old, you're being told you have to go to school, you have to study, you have to be a good person. What is it that you want? And what you want may not fulfill that person, but it fulfills you. So, it's when you're asked, why do I go to work every day? Is it because I can't get another job and I have bills to pay and feed my family? That's a good why. But when you have achieved certain things that I have, the why is a little different. and it's going to be unconventional, and you're going to be fucking misunderstood, and it's going to be ambiguous to other people. You know, it's just like people are like, I don't understand. Well, they're not supposed to. So, you know, I'm definitely excited. I have not smiled this much in quite some time.
Good.
I'm getting my girl is getting her health back, which is fucking incredible.
That's amazing.
Less stress in our house with that. Any man, any partner that has, you know, watched their person suffer and you can't do anything, it's tough. So knowing that we have all of these cool things going on, it's like, feel like these are impressive things that are much bigger than just getting on stage and hitting poses for an hour. You know, so you have to think like, Phil, if you were just a bodybuilder, you would do every fucking show there is.
Yeah.
You know, so it's now time to reflect and to see what is it that you truly want and develop the fucking master global domination thermonuclear war plan.
Yes.
If you ever decide to go back up there and pull out the fucking Hanzo sword, which by the way is in a closet right here. I'm not even fucking playing. I'm not playing.
Yeah.
You want to see it? But anyway, I'll let you guys go. I definitely want to tell everybody watching.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me. But thank you for also supporting Giles and AJ.
Thank you.
You guys do an incredible job. I can't help but to be proud of you guys. You guys continually do a great job. You know, and my man in the back with Pump Media, thank you. You know, it definitely takes a village. It definitely takes support. It definitely takes resources. You guys deserve it all. And I really hope that you guys continually kick some more ass. And for anyone that wants to get on this damn show, you got to bring something. Bring a story. Yeah. Bring something. Bring vulnerability.
Agreed.
Bring some genuine shit. Because this is your chance to connect with the world. This is your chance to do it on a different platform other than your social media, which you kind of look a little fake every now and again because you're like, oh, like everything is great. You can talk about whatever the fuck you want. They love that, but be yourself. Ain't no one gonna criticize you. And if they do, who cares? You're being you. So be yourself, have a great week, and yeah, man.
There we are. This should be on that one. But,
Phil, thank you so much. But I had loads more stuff I wanted to ask you, but we can do that another time, mate. But thank you so much for coming on. And as always, you are our first guest on Global Muscle. You were our first guy on the Pro Tour. You know, it's just been an amazing experience every time.
He makes that announcement. He has. There's another announcement. We want you back for that.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. You hit us up, mate.
Part 2 and all. Yeah.
Part 2, 3, 4, 5.
I tell everybody just to stay patient. We've got a lot to discuss. A lot of new things going on. I've got new management. I've got all kinds of new projects.
I was thinking.
I just tell people to hold on tight because this shit is about to go crazy.
Okay, Phil. Thank you so much, mate. And I'm sure I'll be speaking to you soon on DMs.
Thanks, guys.
We're gonna have a Nando's tonight in your honor.
All right.
All right, then, Phil. Take care,
bye.
And please give our love to Cherie.
Yeah.
I will.
Thank you, Phil. Bye-bye, mate. Bye-bye.
All right.
Let's go! Olympia time!
Olympia time. And we are out.